Alright guys, so I want to make a quick video about this CIA document of the remote viewing of Mars from May 22nd, 1984. And it's not going to be a long video, but there were two things, well actually three things I noticed or I picked up on as I was reading the document. And number one, I noticed that remote viewing doesn't involve just looking at a location, like basically leaving your body and astral projecting yourself to another location and seeing that location in real time without you physically having to be there. But apparently you can also travel into different parts of time. So it's almost like time is rewoundable. Like you're able to hit rewind on time and view past events in any given location through remote viewing. So that's one thing that I noticed in these documents, because as he's giving him coordinates, he's asking him to go back at different points in time at those coordinates. And not only that, but also these coordinates seem to be locations of interest to the individual asking the question. So that means it implies that they know what's at these coordinates and just want this individual, they want to use that information to verify that the individual is actually seeing the correct information from that location. Another thing I noticed as I was reading this, and I'll get to that part right now, is right here, I believe. Yes. Okay. So SUB, I'm assuming, means subject. MON, I'm not 100% sure what that means. But anyways, in the center here, MON says, okay, now I notice electrically you're nulled out a little bit, and I want you to stay deep and recapture your focus here. That's a very significant statement made by this individual, because it is letting the reader know that whoever is conducting this experiment, this remote viewing experiment, has the subject under some kind of device, or has the subject hooked up to some kind of device, possibly neurological device or electrical signal device or something like that, that's reading what the subject is experiencing, or maybe it's giving the individual doing the experiment information in the mental state of the individual as he's doing these things. So that would mean that these guys have the ability to basically understand scientifically what is happening in the individual's mind as he's able to remote view. I'm not sure if you're following what I'm trying to say, but in a nutshell, this is basically proving that, it's verifiable information. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't just some made up bullshit. They have equipment that's able to actually process the information that a remote viewer is experiencing, in his mind or in whatever kind of state he's in as he's doing this. There's another one that says, let's consider what that is away. Let me see, where is it? I think I lost it. But there was another one here that I wanted to touch up on. Where was it? It says, I've realized that it's very important that you maintain your focus. I have a movement exercise again for you, and this is some considerable distance away. So holding the focus in time, remember the focus in time that you had before and moving now too. So, yeah, so basically these guys, it sounds like these guys actually already confirmed that remote viewing is 100% real. They have the equipment to back this up, with whatever information or data that is being collected by these machines, and it can tell them when the individual is not focusing enough, which is why he was saying, I need you to recapture your focus. So it's pretty fucking interesting to read that, and it makes you, it gets you thinking like, okay, if these individuals could do that, then that means anyone can do it. We all have the ability to do it. But they don't want us to know that. Like, they don't want normal, everyday people to know that they have this kind of ability. I mean, number one, yes, it is a little dangerous because the state of the human mind is not the greatest, especially in a lot of people in the world. There's not a lot of stable minds out there to be having this kind of ability or knowledge of knowing that they can do this and actually start, putting it to practice and making it a reality. But, just think about that, We all have that ability. We all have that inside of us. So it makes you wonder if, they're literally keeping us stupid and dumb for a reason. Like, they want us in the position that we're in because it's an easier state of control than having someone with actual fucking powers that's difficult to control. You understand? So it's really interesting, and the fact that, this individual was actually able to go back through time and see Mars's past. Oh, and that was the other one, actually. It just reminded me was, I forget what part during this whole experiment, the subject, if I recall correctly, was asked to speak to one of the individuals that he was seeing in that time period. And the subject stated that, where is it? It says, It says, all right, now before you leave this individual, ask him if there is any way that ask him if he knows who you are and is there any way you can help him in his present predicament. Subject, all I get is that they must just wait. Doesn't know who I am. Think he perceives I'm a hallucination or something. Listen, I don't know if you guys are reading this the way I am, but this is, to me, it's fucking big. It's huge. Because that means that not only are remote viewers able to go back in time and see the past, like rewinding a video or something like that, but they're actually able to interact. They're actually able to interact with individuals or beings or whatever from that time period. Because he states that he believes the individuals thinks he's hallucinating. So that means at that time period, regardless of what was happening, that individual was in existence. He was alive and living and breathing and thought he was seeing things. Thought he was hearing things. Last I checked, we go through that shit here now. And a lot of people call it hallucinations and ghosts and apparitions and that we're crazy. But guess what? This guy's literally stating that he believes the individual himself is hallucinating because he's seeing or hearing this individual, sensing him or whatever. But he's probably like, all right, what the fuck's going on? Where's this coming from? And just passing it off as something in his head. Now think about how many times you probably have gone through something where you're like, what the fuck, was I imagining this? And guess what? It could actually be something from another time period leaking into yours and you think is fucking some hallucination. Like that's like I said, I don't know if you guys are following me on this shit, but after reading this, I was like, wow. And I know this is legit because the CIA released these documents and even admitted to having, experimented on remote viewing for a very long time. And it still goes on today. And as you all know, Ingo Swann, one of the most famous of remote viewers. I mean, there are other famous ones now, but, their names are not, widely available, I guess you can say, because some of them are kept under wraps. I know one of the most famous is a female. But, Ingo Swann proved it with his prediction of Jupiter. Before NASA got their satellite out to Jupiter for the first time, Ingo Swann had made predictions about Jupiter. And I believe it was like a year or so later after those predictions when NASA finally, the satellite finally reached Jupiter. Jupiter took images the satellite took images of Jupiter, and they compared all the data of what they got, of what they were seeing, of the instruments the data the instruments sent back to Earth, and compared it. They had Ingo Swann's prediction there, and they compared it with the information Ingo Swann gave them, and that man was 100% accurate. He predicted Jupiter had a ring before it was ever seen. You can't see it with the naked eye. It was only visible through their special cameras, infrared, I believe it was, or whatever kind of camera it was that let scientists know that Jupiter had an invisible ring. I mean, think about that. These are things that are real, and every single day people are feeding into your head that they're fake. And this was in 1984. Think about what they know now in 2020. If they knew that then, think about what the fuck they know now. Honestly, it's a fucking crime, and it pisses me off to know that these fucking corrupt individuals, all these people know these things. These people in power know this information, and every single day we fucking suffer. There's the means to fucking end all of this in the world, and we're still here suffering in 2020. And honestly, sometimes I wonder if I get upset too sometimes, because I say to myself, all right, if ET is given, technology to mankind, then I know they have to be smart enough to realize that military and government officials are fucking crooked. I mean, it doesn't take a damn scientist and genius from Earth to figure that shit out. A regular Joe Schmo knows when he's getting fucked in the ass by Uncle Sam and whatever else government. So I'm pretty sure they know too. So I wonder if there's if there's a bigger purpose or reason for allowing these individuals to have this kind of technology. It makes you wonder, okay, why are they giving it to them? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be something else in the background. There's got to be something else we're not being told that's happening for all these things to be unfolding the way they are, because it just doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I just wanted to rant about that and talk about what I was reading, because I found it really interesting, and it's just amazing, when you think of the fact that these things that were once science fiction are now as real as the air you breathe. It kind of throws your reality upside down, because now it's like anything is possible. When you think about it, anything is fucking possible now. Like it's wild. It's wild. Anyways, freezing my ass off because I'm outside doing this shit. I'll let you guys go. Hopefully you understood what I was trying to say, and I didn't just waste your fucking time mumbling bullshit.